Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, the place where we talk all things records. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the Rolling Stones' second album in the UK, Rolling Stones No.2, as stated here on my original unboxed Decca copy. Now we're going to be talking about the cover today because this cover has a bit of history to it regarding this text. So this is my original unboxed Decca copy. It's a bit hard to date Stones albums because you can, but not as specifically as Beatles I found, but it's still an original. I've got another copy here which I can show you the label, but the first thing we need to draw our attention to is the back. And right up here, hopefully you can see that, just below the catalogue number it says Blind Man. If you don't have bread, see that blind man, knock him on his head, that text there. And the stealer's wallet, and lo and behold you have the loot if you put in the boot, good, another one sold. So remember that text bit here. You can pause the video if you want and see that. Remember, it's just underneath the catalogue number there, or it just starts there, sorry, with the if. Because on the corrected copy, which I'm now going to show you, you'll see it ends with words and starts with back to the show. So I'll now get my other copy, which the record is still on the unboxed label, but the cover is a later cover, I think. It's either been swapped, so I'll just pair it together later. As you can see, it's a lot cleaner, and it's a different construction of the sleeve. But it's still on Decca, and I'll show you the label first, just so you know what it looks like. That's what an original unboxed Decca with the groove in it, which means it was manufactured up to 1968, or about 1960, early 1960, or sorry, about 1969. Sorry, but there's a groove in the label there. Hopefully you can see that. But the main thing to show you on this one is the corrected cover. As you can see here now, it's all been corrected. There's no mention of the blind man text, and that's why it's referred to as blind man text, but none of that text is there anymore. It's all been corrected. So what they've done is they've printed this cover as just the corrected text completely. Now there is another version of this cover where what they did, a bit like the Beatles Picture album, they printed the corrected version like this, but then pasted it over the original ones, which I just showed you there. That's called the paste over cover. I don't unfortunately have one of them at the moment. They are fairly expensive to get, but I will do an update video once I do, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But essentially all the paste over covers were with like the versions with this text on it put over the original covers, because Decca didn't want to, of course, they didn't want to waste all the covers they had already made. So that's essentially the blind man text for the Rolling Stones No.2 album, if you've ever heard that term or if you've ever come across it. And just to show you again, this is what the original copies will be on, or at least 65 onwards will be on this unboxed Decca with the groove. The groove's important because, as I said, that means it was manufactured up to about 1968, 1969. 1969 is where you see the change, so I'd say 68 at the latest, but maybe early, very early 69 if you're pushing it. But I'll leave a link in the description for all the pressings of, or all the versions, sorry, of this album from a really good site that I use all the time. It's called Stones on Decca, as you can see there. And this is mono. It didn't get a stereo release. The first Rolling Stones album, I believe, to get a stereo release was Out of Our Heads, but even then that was a fake stereo, sort of duophonic. But the first proper stereo was Aftermath. I do believe. I will correct myself in the description if I'm wrong, but that's what I do believe. So just to reiterate, with this original copy here, that's what the original first covers were. And they're not that rare, by the way. Like, people think they're super rare, but easily, I guarantee you could see more of these on eBay or stuff rather than the corrected version. They're not super rare. They are collectible, but they're not rare, I think, is the thing to note. So again, that's what the original looks like. And this is a later corrector press without the paste over. And you will be able to tell the paste over by two things. Is hopefully I'll get this out actually to show you. Hopefully you can see here. Try and focus this in for you guys. Sorry about this. Hopefully you can see here, this is all one piece of card. The slicks will be put on, of course, so you'll see there'll be a little gap between the top and then where the new piece of card starts. And if you hold it in the right light, you can see the original text underneath the paste over slick. So that's one way to tell. And of course, the original first presses, they just have the text right on the sleeve. So, and you can also get the cover which has the flip backs, but again, like the Beatles ones, it kind of varies depending on the manufacturer year. So hopefully that's helped you figure out whether your copy's an original one with the blind man text, and I hope you stay for some more videos. Thank you for watching.